Okay, guys, I got cut off there. I want to just wrap it up, and I think we pretty much summed everything up. The last thing I wanted to say was I want you to look at number 3, number 16, and number 20. Okay? What they all have in common is there's no P, there's no QRS, and there's no T. I just see a lot of energy going blah, 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 blah. I don't care if it's coarse or fine. It's irrelevant to me. But if there's no P, no QRS, no T, just energy going up and down, up and down, up and down, it's VFib. So don't let them trick you. Okay? It's VFib. And then pulseless electrical activity in asystole is a piece of cake. Asystole, if you can't identify asystole, probably need to go back to BLS, start there first. I'm just kidding. But let's say PEA is any rhythm where the patient, I don't care what rhythm's on the monitor, but if the patient's symptomatic with no pulse, you have PEA. You have PEA. What do you do? Well, they're unresponsive, they're not breathing. Boom, you start CPR. If they're unresponsive and they're not breathing, that's the first link in the chain of survival for American Heart Association BLS class. You start CPR. You call the code or call 911, and then you start your CPR, okay? So if you're in room 301 and you go in there and say, Mr. Smith, I have good news for you. Your wife is on her way here to pick you up. You've been discharged. So if you'll go ahead and sit up for me, I'll pull that IV out for you, and we'll get your personal belongings together and get you out of here. You'll be at home in time for the Super Bowl. Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith? Do a sternal rub. Unresponsive. You're looking at his chest. He's not breathing. It's not going up and down. So he's not breathing. I check the pulse. I don't feel a pulse. I need help in room 301 or whatever your protocol is in that hospital for calling a code. Okay? So then you begin your chest compressions right away. All right. So no matter what rhythm's on the telemetry, if he's unresponsive and not breathing, you start CPR because he's in PEA. Now, what do we do for PEA? It's real simple, folks. It's real simple. Right off to the right side of the circle at the very bottom, I want you to write PEA asystole, which you already did because I asked you to. What do we do for them? We always consider the H's and the T's because we consider them for all abnormal heart rhythms, but especially our lethal pulseless rhythms. And we want to go ahead and administer begin CPR, and then after 2 minutes of CPR, the doctor will tell us, I want you to go ahead and deliver 1 milligram of epi. Make sure you push that, flush it, and then we're going to circulate that around for 30 to 45 seconds. Or actually, we're not going to circulate. I'm sorry. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going for the full 2 minutes. Because with PEA and asystole, do we shock? I almost broke myself here. But no, we don't. We only do CPR and epinephrine. And the idea is we talk amongst ourselves about what brought us to this point and hope that we can come up with an H or a T and get this man into VFib, and then we can shock him. So not all is lost just because they're in PEA or asystole. If you can get them into VFib, you can shock them. Okay? So that is your algorithm for PEA and asystole is CPR, and epinephrine 1 milligram. Resume CPR. Okay? And then consider your H's and your T's. Don't forget that. That's all I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I really enjoy teaching. I teach here in Florida. I love it. And if you ever have a question, you are welcome to contact me via my email at michelle@aclstutorial.com. Okay? You can always contact me via that email. My alternate email is allinclusivesafetytraining@gmail.com. Allinclusivesafetytraining@gmail.com. I hope to hear some good words from you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoy and go past that class. Nail it. Bye-bye.